Welcome to part 2 of this video, and I just did this today. So, welcome to 2006, Paprika. So, this was the final film that was directed by, hold up, I need the laser pointer. That was directed by Satoshi Kon, and he previously directed Perfect Blue. This is a science fiction film. It was acclaimed by critics, but wasn't nominated for Best Animated Feature in 2006. I mean, seriously, that film should have made it over Happy Feet. Happy Feet shouldn't even been nominated. It was also a box office flop. I was about to say box office flop. A box office flop. A Scanner Darkly. The film was directed by Richard Linklater. He also directed Before Sunrise. It's a science fiction thriller. It was positively received, but it was not successful at the box office. It was based on a book with the same name. Persepolis. So this was also based on a book. It's an adult animated biographical drama directed by Marjane Satrapi and Vincent Perronard. Marjane Satrapi is also the writer of the book. It's a black and white film, but there's some color to it about the author's coming of age in Iran. It grossed $23 million on a budget of $8 million, which made it a success. The Simpsons film. It was based on the long-running TV show. It was positively received and became the highest-grossing adult animated film in history, surpassing Princess Mononoke. It grossed over $500 million at the box office. It is also the highest-grossing film based on an animated TV show. Beowulf flop. I mean, it didn't flop, but it wasn't that successful, basically. The film was based on a poem by the same name. It was generally well received by critics. The film grossed $196 million at the box office, which isn't that bad, but the budget was too high, and it was not a success. The budget was $140 million, so it flopped, basically. The film was directed by Robert Zemeckis, who directed other films like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, A Christmas Carol, I think, and The Polar Express. So he also directed animated films. This film also used motion capture. I just didn't want to write all that. Waltz with Bashir. This one actually succeeded, though. This animated war documentary was directed by Ari Foreman. It's an independent animated film that was critically and commercially successful, and it was set during the 1982 Lebanon War. So this film won a ton of awards, but like I think it won awards at like film festivals. I'm not really sure what it won though. It won like best animated film, best documentary film, stuff like that. 9. This was a flop. 9 was a science fiction adult animated film. It opened on Wednesday, September 9th, 2009, and it was also used in its marketing. It disappointed at the box office, grossing $48 million on a $30 million budget. And it was rated PG-13 in the United States. Yeah, I don't really have much else to write about these. I feel like I'm starting... You can tell that I'm starting to run out of ideas. Alright, The Wind Rises. Success. This one was directed by Hayao Miyazaki, who also directed Princess Mononoke and Spirited Away. It was originally intended to be his final film, but he changed his mind and directed another one 10 years later. It was nominated for Best Animated Feature at the Oscars, but lost to Frozen. Of course, because Let It Go was a huge sensation. This was also the last Ghibli film that was distributed by via Touchstone Pictures. Yeah, after that they cut deals with them, and now they're distributed by GKIDS. But this was the last one that was distributed by them, and the deal was over, so they no longer have the rights to it. Good job, Ghibli. Okay, this is where it starts getting better. Sausage Party. This comedy, released by Sony, was a huge hit at the box office. It grossed $141 million on a $19 million budget. And it was the highest grossing R-rated animated film and surpassing South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. What's interesting though is that this film had a smaller budget and made more money at the box office. I think South Park was made for like 21. I'm not gonna go back, but it was made for like 21 to 23-ish million and made 83 million. I think it was 21 million and made 83. But this film was made for less and it made even more. And it was the highest grossing R-rated animated film until South Park. It was the highest grossing R-rated animated film until Demon Slayer overtook it. Your Name was a success. It was massive though. It overtook Spirited Away to become the highest grossing Japanese film until that was overtaken by Demon Slayer. Oh, look at that. Demon Slayer broke more than one record. It's a popular anime film that was not made by Ghibli. Or I say Studio J. Weathering with You was a success. It was also directed by the same guy as Your Name. It was less successful. It made like, Your Name made like 300 million at the box office. This film made like 100 million. So it made less money, but it still turned a profit because the budget was low. It was still critically and commercially successful, and it was the highest grossing Japanese film of the year. Demon Slayer Mugen Train, success. So this film broke a lot of records. It was the first non-American film to top the annual box office. Yeah, this film was also the top grossing film of the year because, COVID came. It made oh shoot, I forgot to say. Okay, it made $500 million at the box office. I just noticed that. I didn't put it there, but it made $500 million. Besides that, it was the highest grossing Japanese film, the highest grossing anime film, and the highest grossing R-rated animated film of all time. It surpassed Sausage Party, and it's also based on a TV show. Yeah, it made $500 million. Some of these films I keep forgetting to put their box office number. Like this one as well. The Bob's Burgers film plot. This film was released by Disney. Yes. I had to mention that studio. By 20th Century Studios. Rest in peace, Fox. You had to be ruined by Disney. This was their first traditionally animated film since Winnie the Pooh. It was rated PG-13, which is usual. The Simpsons was also rated that. And it released the same day as Top Gun Maverick. And competing with it, it just could not compete at the box office, so it became a box office bomb. And it was also a musical. I think Winnie the Pooh, that Winnie the Pooh film was also a musical. There are like so many of them. Because there's also the direct-to-video Winnie the Pooh films, but I'll stop talking about that. The Boy and the Heron, success. So this was the first adult animated film to win the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. That won. The first one that was nominated was The Triplets of Belleville. I think I said Belleville. Belleville back in 2003, but it lost to Finding Nemo. So this happened 20 years after that. It competed with Across the Spider-Verse for the award. It was directed by Hayao Miyazaki, who also did The Wind Rises. I just didn't want to put so much on one, slide, because then I don't want to read all that. It was a box office success, and was the highest grossing adult animated film released in 2023. Okay, this is it, I think. 2024 Demon Slayer to the Hashira Training. So this was a follow-up to another film, Demon Slayer to the Swordsmith Village, which released 2023. And that was a follow-up to Demon Slayer Mugen Train. So this is the third film. I didn't mention the second one because it wasn't that popular. But it was positively received and was the top grossing adult animated film of last year, which right now it's 2024. So, yeah. Here are some interesting things I noticed. So, I covered films from 1954 to 2024, which is 70 years. I chose 30 films, and I'm going to tell you that 12 of them were flops, 18 of them succeeded, if you wanted to know. I didn't put it on there, but I should. So 12 of them flopped, 18 of them succeeded. The longest success streak was from 2013 to 20. That was 7 years with 5 films. The biggest flop streaks are from 1954 to 1969, 15 years but only 2 films, and there's also 1992 to 1995, 3 years and again 2 films. Yeah, the thing with the films is that most of them are pretty successful, but anyways, that's all I gotta say, guys. Thank you for watching this video. That's all I gotta say. Bye.